Okay, fellas, well done. Another domestic sweep on the board. Another can of Pepsi on my office wall. But our season, now it starts. Now it starts because we've got 2 games at home in the Champions League. And I want to see 6 points on the board. Guys, come on, man. Whose chickens are these? We're supposed to be a professional outfit here, guys.
Synker samman till segerskroppen, Maltan, Grindavik. Och jag vet att nu ger det där.
Hey guys, I'm Aussie Villain and welcome back to Grindavik on the Impossible Dream. It is season 13, episode 7. Got there in a little bit dyslexic, maybe. But we're going to start the Champions League today after a little bit of a break if you've been watching along live, back from Canada. And raring to go, we have Besiktas at home and then Sevilla at home. Now, if you remember back to the draw, which is tough to do because it was a long time ago now, Sevilla were our pot 4 side. Not the easiest pot 4 side to draw. So we need to try and make sure that we win that. There's not too much to catch you up on, really. I have played 3 games to try and remember who all the players are, and there's some names I had completely forgotten about, if I'm honest. But let's start our catch-up. Our first game was against Grindavik. Now, I believe, if I remember correctly, we needed a draw to win the league in this one. So let's go see if we could do that. We went ahead when Ertul crossed for Skojan. A great team goal was finished by Raul to make it 2-0. Before Skojan's block shot was turned in by Raul for our third. So a very good performance, champions for an 11th time, and Ertul, Skojan completely didn't know who they were. So that was that. You can see there's a little bit of a put-together side at the back as well. Gisarasen playing centre-back for us, but ultimately in the league, even against Grindavik these days, it doesn't really matter, does it? We absolutely smacked them. Next up, it was Folsna. Skojan put us in front just before half-time. Raul plays in Skojan to make it 2-0. Before Ertul got our third. But Folsna pulled one back late on. So again, just too good for them. You may have noticed former player Dagbajatsen involved in their goal late on there, but the game was already won at that point. Skojan seems like he's alright, doesn't he? For someone I'd completely forgot we've signed. A reminder of who he is. 17-year-old Norwegian international, 1 game, 1 goal for his country. And he looks like a decent... I can't remember how much we signed him for. How much did we sign him for? £1 million. So that's not too bad, is it? Alright, the final game to catch you up on was against Leitner. We took an early lead when Weir whipped the ball across goal for Milosevic. And Weir was the provider again for Ertul to get our second. Mortensen made it 3-0. And Milosevic 4-0. Before Boutensen got our 5th before half-time. Milosevic completed his hat-trick. But Leitner pulled one back. Before Milosevic got his 4th. And Ertul made it 8-1 late on. So Milosevic was absolutely brilliant in this game. 4 goals, a couple of assists in there as well. This was the team that is not going to play in Europe, and I was very tempted to sub him off because, I thought, well, hang on, maybe we don't want Kosh play, maybe we would like Milosevic. But anyway, very, very strong performance against Leitner, who I think were newly promoted this season, weren't they? So update of the league table. And there it is, with games to go, 56 points, 2 draws, 18 wins, and job done in the league for us. So, our season begins proper now. Grotter's going relegated as well, as you can see there, so that's good. Their stupid kit is not in the division next year. Let's see what we're doing here against Besiktas. And we can see here we're expecting a 4-2-3-1 formation from them. There's a few names in there that we will recognise when we get there, but no one that's particularly going to hopefully... send shivers down our spine. So it is Puol in goal, Giacchini, Newison, Degen and Volpez as the back 4. Jonsson, Raul and Bakali goes in midfield. Kosh, Sima and Kruzliak will be the front 3. And let's hope we can get off to the perfect start. Alright, so we can see the team sheets here. Jedson Fernandez, who is 36 now. They did have Lenga, who's on the bench, who is getting on a little bit himself. And a couple of other names there. Jesus Diaz is a name that sounds familiar, but it might just be one of those names that just sounds familiar. Home form is important to us. Let's go out there and make that count. And hopefully, Turkish teams usually a little bit disappointing when you get to Europe. And here we go, Champions League anthem, and yeah, hopefully it's going to be a good start for us. But yeah, back from Canada, I had a good time, and yeah, raring to go to get back into this. I think, somewhat intelligently. Oh, they've got a wing-back, so I need to change the marking. I didn't do that. I left the 3 games to play till I got back, so I at least wasn't coming into this completely cold. But, for example, I was trying to remember who our other left winger was. I forgot we were playing Seamer as an inside forward out there, so I think we're going to be okay, but yeah, rustiness and forgetting players is obviously a bit of a problem after 3 weeks. Let me know in the comments, who did you forget we had? Let's see if we can get a whole team here now. I do need to remember to change wingbacks formations, but we've got a nice early highlight here, and we spread that beautifully. Kosh turns in. Kosh goes himself. Kosh! Oh, Ben's won at goal, but can't beat the goalkeeper. All right, got to change these marking assignments. Okay, so that is now done. Hopefully we won't get caught out with players marking the wrong players. And here we go. Puwal with a free kick. Newison gets it wide there for Giacchini. Crossfield ball. Nicely done for Volpez. Kosh has some space. We look good in wide areas already, don't we? 7 minutes into the game here. Bakali through for Kosh. Kosh! Oh, hit the post! Surely! Kosh! What? How has he not scored? Kruzliak. It was a tap-in, was it? No, you should be nervous after that, mate. Wait till I speak to you at half-time. I don't understand how he's not... He's forgotten to kick the ball. So that's a problem. I'll look back when I'm editing. It looked as though he just had to kick the ball in the net and forgot to do it. And given that he's a little bit nervous as well, I'm thinking with Balkinson on the bench... there's not much need to put up with strikers forgetting to score. That's a cracking ball for Kosh. Again, Kosh draws a good save. And let's maybe give it a focus. We just got to put one of these chances away, don't we? Ball into the box. It is claimed by the goalkeeper. And are we going to be scoreless at the break? We're not there yet. 1 minute of stoppages, which will start in about 30 seconds' time. Degan, his header is a bit loose and picked up by Diaz. Ball forward. It's easy for Puwal. Now, what is going to happen here? Newison, wide for Giacchini. Can we get them down the left-hand side? We've looked good down the right. We go through the middle. Kruzliak. It's a good ball to find Kosh's run. Kosh, can he pull it back? No, we just can't quite bring it under control. But we come forward again. Raul, 3 around him. Bakali's in space. Kosh for a 3rd time! And Kosh, this time, sticks it away. Is he onside, though? Is he onside? We have VAR. And it looks as though it's been given. So, excellent stuff. It was 3 men around Raul. It was obviously going to mean space somewhere else. And Kosh, 3rd time of asking, has stuck that away. And we should be 1-0 up at the break unless something goes very, very wrong. How close was it? No, centre-back's playing him on. Kruzliak's probably done a decent job there, keeping him occupied. So there we go. 1-0 at the break. It arguably should have been a little bit more than that. XG says it should have been 2, almost 3. So I think we've got to say don't let performance levels drop. Jonsson is looking anxious. Hopefully we can pull him back around. We can. He is on a booking as well. Havas, who is the young... Is he Colombian? Yeah, that we signed. Not really signed for this season, though, in Europe. So, ideally, we won't need to use him. But let's give them some praise. And Kruzliak is still... Oh, I've got to say, probably in my bad books after that failed tap-in. Here we go. Here's a chance for him to win me back over, though. Kruzliak into the stands. And I think I've seen enough on the hour mark. Let's get Baltinson on. And Seema on that left-hand side is maybe not having the greatest game either. I mean, we're perfectly set up for a sucker punch here, aren't we? We've dominated the game. It's only 1-0. Here we go with Baltinson. Baltinson through the middle. Baltinson! Just, and I mean just past that post. Kosh now. I'm wondering if we take Seema off and get Urchel on as sort of an out-and-out winger on that left-hand side. Jonsson buries a header, and it is 2-0. So that makes us feel a little bit more comfortable now, doesn't it? We've got room for a mistake. And, of course, our nice, newly expanded stadium. We've taken this club a long way, haven't we? I meant to go back and see what the stadium was when we first took over. It certainly wasn't this, was it? That's a football stadium we're looking at now. And well, you see from the intro in real life, the Grindavik Stadium, it's not bad. You know, it's got that one really nice stand on one side, but obviously the size of the club, you wouldn't expect it to have, you know, the full thing. But yeah, we've obviously upgraded in this world to have the full stadium. It's very, very nice indeed. Jonsson in there for Belton, so we've hit the post again. He might have been offside. And in the 73rd minute, we've got some defending to do. Dagan does it well, nods it down for Kosh. And here comes Kosh. Look at the space through the middle. Seam up. We haven't seen much from him. We've seen something from him now, and Boutenson buries it. Now, was he onside? This might be a little bit closer. It was a nice ball to find him. He was onside, so it's 3-0, and that should be that now. Seema did really, really well. Boutenson, he checked his run, didn't he? He did a really good job in the end. And that is 3-0. And that is job done as well. How close was it? Yeah, no, he did really well, Boutenson. Excellent stuff. If he can come back good for us in Europe, we're going to be in a very good place. I mean, you throw in the Kuzliak tap-in that wasn't. It really should have been at least 4-0 this one. And, I mean, they've really not particularly threatened us, have they? And we're getting stronger the longer this game goes on. I'm wondering, Jonsson on a booking, it might be sensible to maybe take him off and get Pavas on. Yeah. What we don't need is players getting sort of needlessly suspended at times like this for a second booking. Here we go with Giacchini getting forward. Players in the box. Boutensen's there. Buries the header. I'm more confident this is onside, which probably means it'll be given offside. The linesman doesn't like us, does he? I mean, this is the third one that we're going to have checked, and the third one that's been given. So, yeah, we're not friends with the linesman, but that looked clearly onside. Can you imagine if there wasn't VAR? This game would be so much closer because we've been given offside 3 times. We'll go ahead with that change. And, of course, with the league done, we don't have to worry about resting players for the league. Not we had to worry about that anyway, but we can sort of just keep this team out there. And it is the good thing about, if there is a good thing, you know, to having the summer league, is that we're raring to go when, you know, when the group stage starts. And we should, as Boutensen's in again. Boutensen has a 33rd goal of the season. That could be a hat-trick, is it, as well? It is his hat-trick. Well, I don't think Kuzliak's starting the next game in Europe, that's for sure. It is now 5-0. And this is sort of reflecting a little bit more the dominance. And for once, you're going to put your flag up for that one, linesman. He's decided that he'll let that go. The secret Besiktas fan running the line there. But yeah, very, very comfortable. It tends to be the case against Turkish clubs. For whatever reason, in FM, Turkish teams and Russian teams never seem to be particularly strong, do they? Now, obviously, there's no Russian teams right now. For obvious reasons we don't need to go into, but that was very, very good. Krusliak, though, we might do some finishing training with you, I think. That was not good. So, we don't quite manage to go top. Barcelona apparently have played 2 games already and got 4 points from them. But equal on goal difference with Manchester City, who put 5 past Genk. So, yeah, not a bad way to start the Champions League, that is it. So 5-star Grindavik triumph, money in the bank. Kosh looked very good, didn't he, in that game? And could have. I mean, he hit the woodwork. He could have done a lot more in front of goal as well, with a little bit more luck, and had an even better game. But that will do it for that. We've got our big test. Our must-win game is up next against Sevilla. So I'll play through the last 2 league games and be back for that. Okay, welcome back. We are getting ready to host Sevilla. This is our biggest game in the Champions League, I'd say, because if we can win, it's fantastic, and it is our pot 4 side. At home, we have to win. We really do have to win. But anyway, there's 2 games to catch you up on as we wrapped up the league season. Already champions, of course. And the first game we had to play, second last of the season, was against FH. Juleson played in all marks and to put us in front. Klamanos made it 2-0. And Boutensen made it 3-0 at half-time. Juleson was the provider again for Gautsen to make it 4. And Skojan came off the bench to play in Krusliak for our 5th. but Pruwall gifted FH a goal back. So hopefully Pruwall's got that out of his system nice and early. Juleson was absolutely stunning in this game. Really did play well. We were giving a few youngsters a go, particularly in midfield, and a couple of others came off the bench as well. So all in all, a very good performance. Now the final game of the league season was against Vikinga. Now we were currently, at this point, invincible. We hadn't lost the game yet. We had drawn 2. Shockingly, we haven't gone invincible that many times. But let's see if we can finish off the job this season. We fell behind in the second half. Substitutes Olmarksen and Skojan combined to have us level. But Vikinga retook the lead. So we were terrible in this one. If you're wondering, the Hendrickson that got the assist on the winning goal, yes, that is our former player. But yeah, we just never really got going here. It was very much a rotated side. None of the players expected to start in Europe were playing in this one. But there was still some good, Bakali, Milosevic, Kruzliak, Plamenos is a good player. Juleson, who we just saw last game, was brilliant. No one showed up. Off the bench, Olmarksen did well, and Skojan, who had a bit of a bruised ankle, which is why he didn't start. And yeah, it was pathetic. So if we look at the final league table, there we go. Once again, we fail to go undefeated through a season. AI will be in the Europa League. FH and Stanen will go to the Europa League. Perhaps disappointingly, Breidablik misses out on Europe this year. But IA, I think, is becoming the most reliable sort of other team in the league to get into Europe. So maybe we need to focus on building them up a little bit more and take our attention away from Breidablik. But a couple of end of season awards here to catch us up on. And that is that Bautensen has won the Golden Boot, 14 games, 18 goals. He's quite good, isn't he? And if we look at the history of this award, yeah, I mean, it's very much the Grindavik award, isn't it? Fausto Gardini has won it a few times. Bautensen, it's his second time. And we go all the way back there to Stephenson. Remember the name. What a player he was for us. Yeah, so it's our award. Just a little blip last year where we didn't manage to bring it home. But anyway, that is that. We need to go back and focus now on European football. And we are expecting a 4-3-3 out of them. Notice, crucially, advanced playmaker and inverted winger is what we're expecting from them. So that's going to mean a little change in what I'm expecting to do here. So we'll look to trap them outside. We're expecting them to be a gegenpressing side. So we've got Pruwall in goal, Giacchini, Newison, Degen, and Volpez as the back four. Pavas comes in. Now, the reason he has come in is because we have got an injury to Jonsson. 3 to 6 weeks. He is out yet with knee ligament damage. So hopefully he comes back fit and firing. But Pavas wasn't supposed to be playing much this year. Young player that we signed, of course, but we need him to come in and do a job for us here. Rayul and Carlson's going to come in now. I actually forgot about him. We signed him on loan, and yeah, so he's going to come in and play in place of Bakali for this one. It's Kosh, it's Seema, and it's Bautensen playing up front. Kruzliak kind of burnt a bridge when he missed that goal against Besiktas. So let's hope Bautensen is on his top form. Alright, so we can see the team sheets here and a familiar name on their bench, Dennis Jajenga. We had him, of course, we sold him maybe to Sevilla. I can't remember who we sold him to. And Frank Lampard is the Sevilla manager. So let's hope he has as much success there as previous English managers going to England in recent time. We've got nothing to lose to show what we're capable of. Alright, I can get on board with that. We've got some aggressive looking players there, which is not the end of the world, but just don't get yourselves sent off here, boys. Alright, and here we go. Now, just a quick message. Formula 1 Manager 23 obviously has been out for a little while now. Tomorrow we have a new series starting. We will be an all-Italian Ferrari team. So that should be interesting and fun. But yeah, that's one for tomorrow. In the 5 p.m. UK time schedule. So I think it's 12 noon, isn't it, on the east coast of the US. So just kind of figure it out for yourself from there, depending on where you are from. And yeah, I am very much looking forward to getting started on the new F1 Manager. I've had to wait far too long, thanks to the timing of the game release and my visiting of the in-laws. But here we go. This is our big game. We need to get off to a good start here. I mean, if you look at it in terms of the opposition, you could make an argument that a point here would not be the end of the world. But in terms of getting through the league phase, we need to win. Seema to Bautensen, and we've taken an early lead now with Bautensen offside. I think he is. I think he's in front of the ball. Oh, he's not. It's given. So Seema and Baltinson for his 35th goal of the season combined. Giacchini did well. Seema made a good run. And now he is onside. It's comfortable. I just had a horrible, when you play it back in your head, I just thought Baltinson might have been off, but he wasn't. He was onside by quite a long way in the end. And we've got the perfect start. Inside 2 minutes, we have taken the lead, or inside 3 minutes. In the second minute, we've taken the lead. You'll notice I finally fixed Rome up, so apologies that took so long. It's just one of those things. I forgot to do it until I was playing, and then obviously I can't really do it whilst whilst I'm recording. So yeah, finally got around to fixing that. So apologies that did take so long. But Capitoline is no more. Here we go, Kosh into the area. Baltinson, oh, it's a little flicky thing, and it is offside. So no heroics there. But so far, so good. They have had their fair share of possession. They're just shading it, in fact. And we've got another chance here from a corner. I thought for a second that was headed towards goal. Now we've got to do a bit of defending. Giacchini does well. And we've got ourselves back into somewhat a good defensive position. That's your man there, Kosh. And he goes back. Good pressure. We've let him go, though. Volpez got sucked into the ball. He's got back again. And Newison has done well. But still, Sevilla have the pressure on us here. They go back. They build again. It's a long highlight. They always make you nervous, don't they? There's a ball in. It is... Oh! Volpez has not covered himself in glory there defensively. He let his man go about 3 or 4 times. And it is a very good finish. But it feels a little bit like a goal. Degens missed his header as well. Not much chance for Puel there, but it does feel a little bit like a goal that was very preventable on our part. But there we go. Can we get to half-time? We can. So what do we say to that? It's not been a classic, a very cagey game, hasn't it? So let's see. What if we say dig in? I think I can get on board with that. We do need to be better. I'm wondering if what we want to do... I do like if they're gegenpressing to go down the side so that they're sort of having to chase us around. But I do wonder if maybe lowering the tempo might help us a little bit. Just try and hang on to the ball. There's an argument to say that that's just going to make it easier for them to gegenpress us. But yeah, we just need to be a little bit more composed in possession, I think. There's a good ball in again. It's hacked away. Giacchini, though, gets it back for Pavas, for Raul. Raul, it's a cracking ball for Kosh. And Kosh, he's onside. You can't rule that one out, surely. Well, I mean, you tend to go the wrong way on these things, but surely he's onside there. He is. He's a mile onside. It wasn't even close. What have we done to linesmen in the last 3 weeks while I've been away? They certainly do not like us. They're trying to rule everything out. But yeah, the centre-back there has played Kosh on quite comfortably. And we took a lead early in the first half. We've taken a lead early in the second half as well. He's going to be a good yard on here, isn't he? Yeah, it's not even close. There's 2 defenders in the middle there playing him on. The linesman needs his eyes checked. All right, let's give them some praise. And let's see if we can go and hold on to this now. We are currently top of the Champions League. Come on, boys. Come on. I mean, it only gets harder from here as well, doesn't it? We have to, obviously, this is 2 of our 4 home games this episode, so we're going to have a lot of away games to come. And you need to win your home games to get through the league, don't you? That is just, especially a club of our size, that is the reality of it. Kosh does really well defensively there. And Volpez gets a ball forward. Is bouncing onto that? Not quite. And we see Sevilla coming forward. I'm wondering if we go off of attacking and just be a little bit more balanced now that we are in front. Seema tracks back brilliantly. Now what's going to become of this highlight? Pavas, not the greatest passer in the world. Kosh does brilliantly. Raul for Volpez. Can Volpez whip across it? He's got Kosh in support if he wants him. He uses him. There's a good ball for Raul. A good run from Raul as well. We go edge of the area. Penalty! Surely! He's been bundled over, has Coulson. And we're coming over to have a look at... I've never seen the ref come to the near side. They usually go to the far side, don't they? What have we got? It's surely a penalty. I'd be shocked if it's not. He's bundled him over. It's a rugby tackle. And he has given the penalty. Now, who takes it? It is Seema. The young South African. Is he a wonder kid? He should be if he's not. Come on, Seema. Oh, he's missed it. He's missed it, and how much is that going to come back and haunt us? I don't think I've seen him miss a penalty yet either. Kosh with the corner. Can we make an instant recovery of that mistake? We are going to go back to balance. We don't need to have men pouring forward here. We just need to try and see this out if we can. We've got a highlight with about a minute of stoppage time to go. How many times have we seen our hearts broken in stoppage times in games like this in the Champions League? Kosh goes all the way back. It wasn't a Stanijevic pass. Thank Christ for that. Raul gets it wide. It's a good ball for Giacchini. Seema's making a good run forward. He goes beyond that for Boutenson. It's slightly blocked. It is taken by the goalkeeper. And there is about 30 seconds to go in this one. Degen wins a good header. Carlson loses out though. They go across. Volpez is caught out again too far forward. He gets back though. Clears it behind for the corner. And this is tense stuff. I did do a session on defending corners. Dejenga, the former Grindavik player, whacks it in. It is headed away. Seema. Oh, I think we've done it. It's a massive 3 points. It's a perfect start to the Champions League. And, well, this could be a year we can get through through into the knockout rounds after that. Not a great performance in terms of match ratings, but we did enough. So Manchester City, by a single goal, go top of the Champions League. And really, I mean, missed penalty. We could have gone. We could have sent ourselves top, but anyway, it is the perfect start so far. And yeah, we'll have a look at what's to come. I, for one, have no idea who's in the group. I completely forget. But we were in control. It's more money. It's more coefficient points as well. We can't forget that. Volpez and Giacchini being looked at for the Italian squad. And let's go and have a look at what fixtures we have to come. If you've enjoyed that, of course, thumbs up, subscribe if you're new. It is Lille and Manchester City are the next two games. So that could be tougher. A point at Lille, point at home to City. Are we dreaming with that one? And then we go away to Milan. Genk away is going to be a game we're going to have to win. And then it's Newcastle at home and Bayern Munich away to finish things off. So we had to get 6 points there, didn't we? Looking at that, that is absolutely crucial. We need to win Genk away. And then another point somewhere will get us through. Lille away, you would suggest, is maybe where that point could come. Yeah, it's very tough though, isn't it? The rest of this group. But we'll be back next time. It will be Lille and Manchester City, and if we get 6 points in that one, then we'll be looking to top the Champions League. Never mind getting to the knockout rounds. But guys, that's it for today. Thumbs up, subscribe if you're new, and I'll see you next time. Take care.